Hey monkeys, how you doing? Damian Keys here. Okay, so welcome to number 4 in the Facebook review. Now the reason why I'm doing this, in case this is your first Facebook review, is because there's lots of tiny details and intricacies involved in a lot of the stuff that we talk about, and I feel like I'm normally saying this stuff and then I'm checking your stuff out, and a lot of the time I feel like it's being missed. So I think a lot of people are going, oh, that's really good, that really makes sense, and then not doing the things. So I feel like actually doing this on camera and spending 10, 15 minutes actually going through a band's Facebook or an artist's Facebook or a business Facebook, which I'd like to do more of, is a way that you can actually see some of the fine detail, talk about why it works, and then implement this into your Facebook. And that's the key, implementing this into your Facebook. So today's Facebook review is a band called Highgrounds. Now I'm looking for more bands, artists, businesses, teaching businesses. I'd really like to do one of these on teaching businesses. So if you have got a guitar teaching business, a singing teaching business that you want me to go through your Facebook, I really think I can help bring you value. It does mean I will go through the positives and also the negatives as well, but I really think that would help. So but yeah, today's band is Highgrounds. Now I get a lot of people that come through and say, tear my Facebook apart. And obviously I'm only happy to oblige. But in this case, it was just another message I got. I clicked on it, saw the Facebook, and I thought, okay, yes, band. And had a very quick scroll through and then clicked on the music. And that was the key for me, because the music started and I just thought, I fucking love this. I absolutely loved the riff that kicked in, and straight away I just thought the music is up here and the Facebook of where we need to get to. At the moment it's down here, we need to get it up here because it's got to show it off better, because I really like this band. So right, on with the show. So I've already put it into Facebook. Press enter. First things first is, can we find them? So you're standing on stage, I'm going to say this every week, and someone goes, we are Highgrounds, and someone goes, Highgrounds, right, can I find that? You put it straight into Facebook, and now it's there. It's there in places, and it's in featured posts. Now, this is very interesting and something we haven't talked about before. Notice that this band has come up very first on places. So not just on pages, but it's come up on places. Now there's a reason for that. When I click it, it's also in featured posts as well. So this is all good. Here's the band. Now, as you can see on this page, there is a map. And the thing with this map is that will attach itself to Facebook. So let's have a quick look. So this map here, as you can see, is where the band's from, and therefore Facebook has said, oh, I know where you're from, I'll stick you in places as well. So it's just another way that you can be found. So it's quite a smart thing to do. Obviously you want to be careful you don't put your personal address in and then all of a sudden your band gets really big and everyone knows where you live and you get mobbed. But on the whole, I thought that was quite a smart thing to do. Now then, the first impressions. Now this is the big bit. The first impressions is something that we do every single week, and we will carry on doing, because the first impressions is what someone is going to see when they go onto your social media. They are literally going to be greeted by the very first picture, the very first message, the very first call to action, and they will make a judgment instantly on your Facebook. And so you have to make that first impression count, really. So a few things that you notice. Now over this side, you have got a logo, Highgrounds, and the hand with one finger ripped off. I think that's very cool, and I'll come back to that in a bit, because I think there's a lot more that we can do with that as a logo, and also as a way of actually growing the feel of the band. Then you've got the band over here on the banner. The good thing with that is you can see what the band's like. It's very important to have faces as a first impression, because people will be drawn to faces. You know, when I did the review on Connor Wells about a week or two ago, that was a big part of it. I want to be able to see, you know, I want to be able to buy into it straight away, and a face really helps with that. Now, one thing I would say is there isn't a call to action, and I think that is very important. So I would change the top banner so it has a call to action. What is it that you want me to do when I come to your Facebook? What message are you trying to get across? Are you going on tour? Are you selling an album? Have you got a new song that you've just made? What is it that you're pushing that you want me to do when you come to your page? So bands are very, very good at advertising on Facebook, because what they do is they say, we're doing a gig, we've done an album, we've done a single, we've got an EP, we've got new songs, go and do this, go and do that. The problem is they never do it in the right places. And this bit here is the perfect place to have the message as well as the picture on the band. So I would have some kind of call to action straight away. And that call to action could be the fact, and I know this, it could be the fact that they have got a new song and which they've recorded. So it might be that you want people to go and listen to your track. Simple as that. Go and listen to our track on our SoundCloud, or go and listen to our track on our YouTube. One thing. And what I notice is when it comes to businesses, people talk a lot. They try and get everything in because they're worried that as soon as they get interrupted, they won't have got all their points across. So they'll try and get 3, 4, 5 points across. And the reality is it's much better to get 1 point across very, very well. So that's something I would definitely do. I'd get this banner and I'd say the picture's fine. They're looking mean and moody because it's a mean and moody band. And I just would have that call to action. Now, as other things, you scroll down, 100% response rate just pops up. I think that's brilliant. It just goes to show that they are taking the time to look after people who message them. And that's just a really nice touch. Over time, that, depending on how many messages you get through, sometimes that goes down, but it is a nice touch and something I notice. Now, over here, and this is the next thing, and a big thing, numbers. So do numbers count? No. Yes. Yes, they do. No, they don't. It's a really weird thing. Numbers are an egocentric metric. However, they do count because people do judge you on them. Now, if you are a business and you have 135 people who absolutely love what you do and you sell $1 million holidays, then, life's good. But in a band, you need to have an audience. You need to be able to build your following. And you need to have enough people that you're actually marketing to. And on top of that, you need to be able to see it growing. And on top of that, you need to prove to the world that it's working. Not prove to the music industry, you're just proving to the world, and that social proofing will build. Now, 135 people minus 5 people in the band is 130 people. Now, if you average that between the 5 guys, that is, each one person would be responsible for 26 people. That is categorically not good enough. One thing we've discussed on previous reviews is that the average Facebook user has about 350-ish friends. That's the average. So between the 5 of them, even though they'll have some mates in common, they should have a good 1,500 friends to call on. So that's less than 10% of their combined total friends list. Now, I would, if I were them, I would be looking at the very, very first thing is going on to the invite your friends to this page, and I would actually go through my entire friends list and I would invite them. And I'd probably send them a personal message and I'd say, I really, really believe in this. I really want you to believe in this. I know it might not be everyone's cup of tea, but this is my project that I believe in. And lots of your friends will be happy with that. They'll sign up to it. And I think I would be looking at, with 5 guys in a band, I would be looking at getting this up to at least 500 within the next month. I think that's doable. I think that's a target that you can get from just inviting your friends and then going back to some of your close friends and saying, dude, I've noticed you aren't friends on my page. What the fuck? Like, literally, you're my mate. I would do this for you. Get on our page and like it. These things make a difference, because every time you talk to a promoter, they are going to notice this. Every time you talk to a manager, should you want a manager, they're going to notice these things. It is an egocentric metric, but at the same point, it does show to a certain level where you are at. When your band pops up and it says you've got 50,000 likes, it does make you go, wow, okay, well, I wasn't expecting that. That's really, really good. And when you've got 100 likes, people go, I see where you're at. Okay, so yeah, this is the beginning. So your job is still to make sure that you have got people buying into this page. And the first thing I would do is I would invite their friends and I would say to them, dude, seriously, fucking get on my page and like it. Because these numbers do not reflect the quality of the music, which I think is really, really good. So that is the first thing. And what it comes down to is is a big thing here, is belief. Belief is very, very important. If you do not show that you believe in your band, then why would anyone believe in it? Unless you 100% believe in your project, nobody else is going to do that. So I think it's really, really important that you are showing belief, and so you should be saying to people, why wouldn't you come and sign up to my page? We're gonna fucking do this. We're gonna take over the world. We're gonna sell records. We're gonna be massive. Like, you wanna see this, don't you? You wanna see how this is gonna work. You need that belief. And at the moment, the numbers are not showing the belief, because 5 guys could definitely get more people than that, and you can get your friends to go and invite their friends as well. So I'd start off with saying, right, you need 500 likes on this page by, what are we in? It's the 28th of June. So let's say it's basically about to go into July. So by the 1st of August, I want to see at least 500 friends or likes to this page. I think that's really, really important. Now, the next thing is, I want to go back to this artwork. I think this artwork's fantastic. Now, when I scroll down, the artwork does pop up, but it's that one picture. That's a great picture of the singer, like that. There's that picture again. Bear with me on this. It's quite a new band, I think. So this is another bit of artwork here, which is like the kind of scabby monkey, which I think is absolutely brilliant. Notice that they're on Spotify. So again, I feel like when it comes to the priorities here, I think there's a lot of work being done on parts of it. They've got on Spotify, that's impressive. The artwork that's been done, that's really impressive. There's a lot of work there. When it comes to actually getting the word spread about going onto this page and actually people getting on there, I don't feel like there's been enough work. And that is what we are talking about now, it's work. So I want to talk about the artwork. Let's go back to the top. I think if you have someone in the band, or a girlfriend or a boyfriend or whatever it is, where you've got someone who's got that sort of capability that is so into art, and actually you can create a brand around the band. It doesn't have to be like the Gorillaz where everyone is a character, but you do have an amazing skill. So someone, whether it's their friends, whether it's a family, whether it's them, someone in this band has got really, really good skills and loves art. Really good eye for it. The color's really good. The design's wicked. So when you get, old school bands like Iron Maiden, and they've got Eddie, and he goes along with it, I think you could really do something with just art. I think it's really good to be showing this stuff, because it people want to know where the band, where do you come from, where are you going, what does it all stand for? And it is all fashion, creation, art. I think you could do more with it. So I think that is something. Now you've got the hand, now you've got the artwork, that's fantastic. I'd do more of it. I'd start to embellish it. The hand comes from a monkey, because we saw the monkey. Fair enough. What's the monkey doing? Who is the monkey? What does the monkey stand for? You can have the monkey doing different things. So if you've got someone in the band with that sort of creativity and loves art, I would use that more. And any other skills. If you've got someone in your band, that one happens to be, this one happens to be art. But if you've got someone in the band who is a keen photographer, or someone who loves to do videos, or someone that just loves working on social media, then they should be doing that all the time on the band. And it's weird, because I don't see that enough. I see so many bands who've got someone in the band that does something really creative. I talked to a band a couple of weeks back, and I was like, your pictures aren't good enough. And the guy actually said, yeah, it's not really good enough, is it? Because one of our guys in the band is actually a photographer. And I was like, that's bullshit, man. That's total bullshit. So you have got to utilize the skills in your band much, much more. The next thing is, I think there needs to be more making of the stories. So when I scroll down, I think there's quite a lot of stuff on here which has happened, and you haven't squeezed the lemon as such. And what I mean by squeezing the lemon, I mean, you've gone and done a gig, the gig looks really, really good, and we've got one picture from it. If you've got more pictures from it, it's not on the Facebook. So we've got a distinct lack of content, and the reason for that isn't because you're not doing things. So you need to go and create the story, and then when you've created the story, you need to actually document the story. So if you're going to create the story by going out and doing a gig, that's brilliant. But then once you've done the gig, you have to be documenting it. So if you're going to go and do the gig, you have to have someone who's going to be taking shots of the gig, really good shots. If you're going to be doing a music video, brilliant, but there's loads of other stuff that you can squeeze the lemon out of the music video, leading up to the music video, the fact that you're going to do a music video, the fact that you can actually film the filming of the music video. There's so many ways that you can squeeze the lemon, and if you go and do an absolutely epic gig and we end up with one picture, at this moment in time, that is not good enough, because we have to see this Facebook at the moment as a very empty vessel that we've got to fill up. So we need pictures, we need videos, we need artwork, we need things that are going to interest people. So we have to create the stories, which I believe this band are starting to do, because they've got stories with things like the music, new music, the gigs, the artwork, but I'm not seeing enough around each one of those things. So it's almost like we're dipping our toe in the market. We've done a little bit of gigs, so you know that we do gigs because here's a picture of a gig, whereas I want 20 pictures of that gig, and I want to see the carnage of the crowd, and I want to see the carnage of the band, and I want to know who's in the, I want to know who does what. So I think that is a big thing for me at the moment, is there needs to be much more content. A couple of other things, if you look, a couple of little things here. If you look at this here, it says Highground has no reviews yet. Now, there is absolutely no reason why you shouldn't just go to your mates and say, I need some reviews. I just need it, because it's adding another story. If you can get someone to do a review, you can take a picture of it and stick it on your Instagram. If you can get someone to do a great review, you can put that on your website. If you get someone to do a great review, you can send it through when you're looking for promoters. If someone comes through and says, oh fuck me, I saw this band live, they fucking tore it up. It's just another little bit of an excuse for someone to go, yeah, do you know what, let's have them gig with us. So I think it's really important that you start looking into what you can do to work on this, because I think that's what this is. There's a lot of work. So when it comes to that, my next point, and this is very important, down the side here, this will be the same on anyone's Facebook. It'll say, people also like. Now, this will be stuff which is related to Highgrounds. So the first one that pops up is the cellar bar. Now, I don't know this, but, oh, there you go. I was going to say I don't know this, but I bet you the cellar bar is based in their local town or city. So these guys are from Stoke. I click the cellar bar, and all of a sudden it's in Stafford. So therefore, pops up and says, here's effectively the local venue. So what I would do if I was them is I would go and start actually befriending them on Facebook. And the things you do is exactly the same as what I'm about to do for this band. I am using the DK Music Management, Facebook, but when I scroll down, I get to the 5 stars, and I just put excellent. I just say, listening to you guys in the office, fucking rocks. Oops. Keep up the good work. Oops. Damn. Put Damo. So I put a 5-star review. Just think, great, done. They've got their first review. They're going to see that and they're going to go, oh wow, that's cool. We got reviewed by someone. They'll know who that is. Now they can do that every single day. They can go to the cellar bar and they can just say, we did a gig at Cellar Bar, 5-star review. Absolutely loved playing your gig. Thank you very much. So the cellar bar is going to think, what a great bunch of guys. They're probably going to do it back. People are going to see it. They're going to go and check out the band. It's just ways that you can start to actually develop very, very slowly out into the ether, got told off for that today, out into the ether of the local community, and then out and about even further. So that is something I would do. I'd be looking at right now, what can we work on to just pad this out? What can we do to put more stuff into this empty vessel that needs more? And I think things like that really, really help. It's kind of the 1% rule. If you think of it as, right now, there's not enough pictures, there's not enough videos, the artwork's good, but there could be more, there's no reviews, but every single day, you only need one of those, and it's going to be 1% better. and the next day 1% better, and the next day 1% better, and in 100 days you are 100% better. And there's certain things that you can do here that are 5 or 6% in one go. So so I think I'd work on those. I think when it comes to that last bit, by the way, adding testimonials, I just think is something that adds value. So one thing they could also do is they could then go on to this band here or this band here, and they could do the same thing. And they could say, just been listening to your stuff, it's fucking awesome. It's really, really good. If you're ever over in this country, or if you're ever over in this part of the UK, then we'd love to do a show with you. And I think that would be it. I think you'd start making some more friends very quickly. Oh, that was a message saying thanks a lot from the band. So I'll get onto that in a minute. So bringing value to others is important. So not just bringing value into your audience, but bringing value into the local community around and about. So things like venues, other bands, other musicians, trying to get collabs, trying to get testimonials, trying to just build this up. And then the last thing I wanted to talk about was understanding the niche market. So the niche market of this is, it is heavy music. I'm going to play a little bit from their YouTube just so you can hear what they sound like. So big fat riff. So you can hear and you can feel what this band is all about. And I think because of that, there's a lot of people who are watching going, ooh, wow, that's a bit heavy. But there's a couple of people watching going, oh, fuck, that sounded wicked, because that's right up your street. Now, you've got to find those people where they say that's right up your street. And with this type of band, and the reason why I've picked this, another reason why I've picked this band is because with this band, this is easy to do, right? This is, I had a meeting last week with a singer who's a pop singer, and that's harder because all of a sudden pop is just this very, very wide range, all ages, everyone's into just tiny different nuances of it. Whereas this, you know that there's a small niche, but getting hold of that niche is pretty easy. So the things I would be doing is before you do any Facebook adverts, before you do that, you need to just get on here and start piling some stuff up on this Facebook and actually pad it out, put some meat on the bones. And then once you've done that, the way I would look at it is I would be doing some Facebook ads. The way I would do Facebook ads is right now we're in summer. We're about to have 2 or 3 months worth of festivals. I would be looking at connecting to the festivals that are in the country or even the world by advertising at 10 miles outside of that festival. I would also, on the interests, I would be adding people who like the bands at that festival that are similar to yours. So for example, if you go to a festival like, Al, give me some very heavy metal festivals other than Donington. Bloodfest or Bloodstock. Bloodstock, yeah, that's the one. So a band like Bloodstock, this band could play Bloodstock. So when Bloodstock comes on, they need to be advertising 10 miles outside of Bloodstock. They need to find the bands which are closest to theirs playing that, and if you like, potentially, if you are interested in Bloodstock, because that will possibly even be one of the interests on Facebook ads, then those people are in that mindset in that place. So you're not trying to just advertise to lots and lots of people and say, by the way, does anyone like metal? You're saying, no, I'm going to go to the actual place where everyone is and target the right age group and the people who are at that festival listening to that music at the time. They're quite easy to get hold of. So, and because you're targeting like that, it won't cost you much money. Over a weekend, you could put in a tenner and you could probably pick up quite a few likes and followers that you could start connecting with. So I think things like that would help. I really, really think a band like this should be doing collabs. And I think the way that you bring value for a band like this is a couple of things. Number one, you can collab with finding another singer, finding another guitarist and saying, look, come on, let's do something together. Let's actually do a video, let's do some music, let's record something, whatever that's going to be. I think when you've got someone who's an artist like this, you've got some leverage as well, where you could say, look, I can do us like some cool special artwork around this collab, which will look really cool. And I think that will work, because I think there are plenty of bands like this within probably a 50-mile radius of their area, which is up in the northwest, who would be well up for a collab, whether that's over a gig, whether that's a track, a cover. There's loads of things that you could do, and then that targeting that niche, I think, is the last part. I think that actually going after your demographic. And the best thing with this is I don't have to tell you to go onto your insights to actually figure out what your demographic is, because your demographic is going to be very, very simple. Your demographic is going to be the small niche of people like this music, and therefore, because you're targeting such a niche market, you don't have to worry so much about age. You don't have to worry so much about where they're from, because you are literally targeting quite a small market. But even though it's a small market, you know, it's still massive market in the way of if you wanted it to be. If you look at bands like Architects, they've got 750,000 likes on their Facebook. I mean, you go on Architects Facebook and you see the tour they've got coming up, and it's colossal. So, you know, even though it's a niche market compared to Bruno Mars, but at the same point, it's a very, very good way of using that niche market to build up your numbers by targeting them very, very carefully. So those are the things I would do. I would go and look into how you can bring value to people. I think there needs to be more pictures. I think there needs to be more videos. I think there needs to be more riffs, because I think the riff was fucking great. So I think there needs to be just a video when you're in a rehearsal room of a new riff that you've written, and just say, check out our new riff, we're really excited about it, and that goes into this. So I did a video which probably either has gone out or is about to go out, which was about when do you sell your album? And the answer to that is you sell your album before you've even started writing the first song, instead of what most bands do, which is they wait till they've made the album. Now, this band's perfect for that. They've got a really, really good opening track, and the next thing they can do is they can start actually piecing this stuff together eventually, and by saying, you know, here's an amazing riff, or, you know, or check out this new drum fill that's about to go into the track, or whatever it's going to be. You're actually building some excitement around the stuff that hasn't been written, as opposed to just stuff that has been written. So that's my Facebook review for this week. I would like everybody to go and say thanks very much, and comment below and just say well done to the guys from Highgrounds for letting me do this. It takes balls to let someone just go and rip your Facebook apart. I think this band is going to build fast. If they do the right things, this band will build fast. And the reason for that is because the powerful energy they've got with what they're doing is good. From here on in, it comes down to one thing. How fast can you work? I think if you can work fast on this, then I think this will build quick. And that means how quick you're writing the songs, how quick you're able to record the songs. I'd get on and actually start inviting people, and actually start valuing the audience that you've got and looking after them, so that every day you're thinking about how you can give someone something that's just really exciting, whether it's a riff or a song or a picture or some artwork or something which is just valuable for people that like this sort of music. If they can do that and they can work on this, and there's 5 of them as well, which does give you an added bonus where there's just more of you to do more things, to create more damage, which I think is brilliant. So there's no reason why you shouldn't be getting up into the triple figures or quadruple figures very, very quickly. And that's what I'd like to see. Target number 1, 500 likes to this page without buying any, 500 likes to this page by the 1st of August. That's your target, guys. Anything you need, give me a shout. If you want to be featured and have a Facebook review, then hit me up, because I am looking for more. I've been asked by quite a few bands. I am looking for an in. I'm looking for something that I can see that we can talk about. So it's not just me saying, yeah, give me your Facebook and I'll review it. I am going through each and one of them and trying to figure out something that is different each week to talk about. Which I feel like we're doing. I would really, really like to do a Facebook review. If you are a musician trying to be a session player, or a musician trying to build up your own teaching practice, those are the 2 things I'd really like to do next. So, or a business otherwise. And it could be any music business or non-music related business. I'd like to do that as well. So if you're one of those 3 things, just comment or send me a message. Go on Twitter, go on Facebook, send me a message, and just make sure, because I get so many Facebooks, make sure the first word or the first 3 words of that message is something obvious. Like these guys just put tear our Facebook apart, and it just said tear, and I was like, I know what that means. That's a Facebook one. Because I get sometimes 100 messages a day, I was able to find it very, very quickly. So make sure when you send me messages, make sure that it's very, very obvious what that is straight away. Good. Otherwise, thanks to these guys, and I'm off to go and do more videos. So take it easy. Catch you tomorrow.